With vaccinations, we're going to beat this pandemic finally. Without them, we face endless months of chaos in our hospitals, damage to our economy, and anxiety in our schools.
President Joe Biden chose a construction site in Elk Grove Village to sell his message on vaccine requirements in the workplace. He says it's only one of the only paths out of this pandemic. The Biden administration has already ordered businesses with 100 or more workers to mandate vaccines or weekly tests. But officials say they're still working on the language of that order. Well, Illinois Congressman Brad Schneider represents the 10th District, covering parts of Chicago's North Shore suburbs from Northbrook to Waukegan, out to Grays Lake. Congressman Schneider joins me this morning to talk more about the president's visit and the latest from Washington. Congressman, good to see you again.
Good to see you. Glad to be here.
So the president comes to this town. This is a blue state. There's a lot of support here. We get the mandates mostly. What's the point of coming to a blue state?
I think the point is exactly that we get the mandates, that Illinois is leading not just the region, but leading in the country on getting people vaccinated, and it's having an effect. We're seeing it in the results for our economy. So we gathered yesterday with the president at the Clayco site, a significant investment in infrastructure in Elk Grove Village. We got to see the value of that investment in infrastructure, the impact it's having, not just in that one spot, but around the region as a whole. And the understanding that vaccines are a pathway to getting out of this pandemic, and getting out of this pandemic is the pathway to growing our economy.
So obviously you have to take that mission and bring it home to your district. I'm sort of curious, what kind of conversations are you having with businesses in your district? What kind of reaction are you getting?
I think for the most part, the businesses in my district understand that the vaccines are an important thing for their employees, for their customers, for people to feel safe, whether it's going into a store, dining in a restaurant, or even working in an office. Everyone wants to know that this vaccine is keeping us safe from the virus, and we're doing our best to put the virus in our rearview mirror.
Well, we look at IDPH vaccination rates in your district. It's about 60%, give or take. So do you just accept the fact that there's going to be a group of people who are not going to get this vaccine? And is there anything you can say to them to ever change their minds?
Look, there always will be a handful of people who, no matter what you say, aren't going to get the vaccine. But there's a number of people who they were reluctant to get the vaccine, whether it was for personal reasons, other reasons. And I think the vaccine, the mandates rather clearly are giving the inspiration for more people to get vaccinated. I think the fact that the FDA has approved Pfizer, and hopefully soon they'll approve the Moderna and the Johnson & Johnson, not just for emergency use, but full and formal approval, is going to make a big difference. The fact that the vaccines have proven safe for young people, ages 5 to 11, and that authorization is going to be coming out soon as well, is what my understanding. I think all of that will see the numbers go up. The fact of the matter is we know that being vaccinated keeps you protected from the virus, makes it far less likely you'll get sick, and far, far less likely that you'll end up in the hospital.
And Congressman, of course, the president was here for other reasons as well, the Build Back Better plan. You were there for a particular reason because you have concerns about an environmental piece I want to ask you about. But first, one of the questions I've asked some of your colleagues recently on the show is it always seems that Republicans do a great job of talking about how expensive this thing is going to be, and Democrats have not really done a great job of letting people know what's in this bill and what it actually brings home. Do you agree with that premise?
I do. I think we have to make sure that everyone understands that this is a bill, the two bills, the infrastructure bipartisan bill that's already passed the Senate, 69 to 30, and the Build Back Better agenda. Both of these things are investments in our future, and that the money we are committing to this, whether it is money for infrastructure, money for child care and child tax credit, money for education or for health care and bringing down the cost of drugs, all of these have a return on investment. So this is not just spending for the sake of spending. It's investment in our future, in our children's future, in our country's future. And I think when people understand the impact that it will have, the fact that it's responsibly paid for, it's not that we're borrowing from the future. We are actually paying for it with changes to the tax code, changes to allow Medicare to negotiate for drug prices are all a part of that whole package.
So one of the pieces that you are, of course, spearheading, the Sustainable Skies Act, that's about helping the environment. And you've got United on board with this already, but talk about what that does and why it's so important and what response you're getting from other airlines.
Yeah, thank you for asking. This is a very important bill. It's a part of the package that came out of the Ways and Means, part of what we call the Green Act as a whole. Will be the largest investment in addressing climate change in our country's history. The Sustainable Skies is a tax credit for aviation fuel that will cut greenhouse gas emissions by at least 50%. And it's very reasonable to believe that we can get even better than that, 70, 80% or more. It provides a tax credit for the blending of fuels, the people who make this fuel for the aviation industry, that will reduce the impact. We will continue to have an aviation industry, people traveling, whether it's domestically or internationally. It's the way we shrink the world. We move not just people, but products and goods around the world. And so the investment in sustainable aviation fuel, or SAF, not just for today, but for the long term, is going to assure that we can have an aviation industry while at the same time tackling the challenge of climate.
So you've got environmental pieces, and there's climate pieces, and there's senior care and daycare and all sorts of things in the bill. But what do you say to people that say, we just can't afford all this right now? This is just too much to pay for right now. I know you said it's zero, but somebody's paying the tab.
Yeah, it's not that it's free. We are spending money and we are paying for it. We're doing it by raising taxes on the most affluent, raising the top tax rate from 37%, the cut that was put in place in 2017, back to the rate that it was prior to the Tax Cut and Jobs Act, to 39.6. We are increasing the corporate tax, not back to the 35% that it was, but somewhere between 25 and 26.5 is where I think it will ultimately end up. We are looking to make sure that the wealthiest individuals and America's corporations are paying their fair share, but at the same time staying competitive.
And while I have you, I want to be sure I use time to talk about the Secure Act that you and Senator Durbin are proposing. I won't have time for that. The safety enhancements for communities using reasonable and effective firearm storage act. Talk about that. I know it's important. It's certainly important in the Chicago area.
Very simple, straightforward, common sense bill. In the same way that if you walk by a jewelry store at the end of the day and they put their inventory in the safe to keep it secure, we're asking federally licensed gun dealers, gun manufacturers, importers to, at the end of the day, securely lock their inventory. Since 2012, more than or almost 60,000 guns have been stolen, a window broken, people backing their truck through a window, throwing the guns in the back of the truck and gone before the police can arrive. We saw the story in the Chicago Tribune a couple weeks ago. A gun stolen from a store in Wisconsin made its way to Chicago in just a matter of weeks and was used in 27 shootings. Since 2012, almost 60,000 guns just like that one have been stolen. We're just asking those who are selling guns to be responsible and lock their guns at the end of the day.
All right, we're going to keep an eye on that. SCOTUS will be dealing with gun rights this term. We'll see how that goes as well. It's all a big package, I suppose. Congressman Brad Schneider of the 10th District, thanks for being with me. I appreciate it. Have a good Sunday.
Thank you. Always good to be here. Look forward to see you soon.
Same here. Coming up next, who will be on the outs when Democrats redraw Illinois' congressional map? Plus,
our map strives to keep those communities together instead of carving them apart.
Could Chicago use an independently drawn map? Not likely, but we'll give you an update on the efforts when we come back.